Let's take a look at our news diary now. Some of the big stories that we'll be tracking today. And first up, the Commission of Inquiry, I should say, into allegations of state capture. They will hear aviation-related testimony from Neo Solutions Director Vivian Tassin when it resumes this morning.
Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize is expected to brief Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Health on the National Health Insurance.
And Labour Federation COSATU is expected to table the outcomes of its three-day Central Executive Committee meeting.
The Equality Court will hear the Human Rights Commission's hate speech case against Adam Katsebelos.
And leader of the ECG Church, Shepherd Bushiri, and his wife, they are expected to appear at the Commercial Crimes Court in Pretoria on fraud and money laundering charges.
All right, looking at some of the trending topics. Well, I'm going to again hand this over to you.
Well, Percy Tau. Percy has become a regular on our trends, and this time around we've been tracking the story regarding Percy Tau and his exploits for his club. And last night they actually made it through to the Champions League. So that's no mean feat. And Percy playing a big part, of course, already loved by Club Brugge fans. He is really a firm fan favourite there. So they are through to the main draw of the UEFA Champions League.
Fantastic. Well done to them. All right. Again, Rulani.
Okay.
You see, I don't bother commenting.
I'm trying to be nice here because I'm on a high. Amakosia are doing the things. They're making the pots this season, at least so far.
Okay.
Now, Orlando Pirates. Okay, I'm not laughing. Orlando Pirates, on the other hand, are not off to such a great start. We know they've lost their head coach, Milutin Sredojevic, Micho. He's gone.
Yeah.
All sorts of stories around that, but long and short of it is he's gone. And then the man, Rulani, and Rulani, you remember, came with all of those issues from Sundowns and issues with Pizzo. Then he came to Pirates, and it seemed like he was the guy needling behind the scenes, like wanted the head coach position. And now that he's been given that opportunity, it seems as though things are not going so well. So another draw against Golden Arrows last night. So Pirates, not happy days in that camp.
Wow.
They are starting to, wonder what it feels like to win, I think.
I think this is a bit of a one-sided conversation. I think if there is a...
I agree. I think we should
end there.
Let's port the conversation right there.
I think let's leave it there.
But guys, I feel you. I know your pain. I know what it feels like to be in that position.
I know. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, there we go. So there's a bit of solace for you. Okay, Pretoria shutdown. You heard about what's going on this morning, and we spoke to the superintendent there, saying that things are calmer there this morning as opposed to what happened yesterday. And some of the scenes coming out of Tshwane were devastating out of Pretoria. I mean, it was absolutely awful to see what was going on. I mean, people talking to our capital being on fire, calling on government to get in there and do something about it. Government, of course, condemning all of the violence that's seeing there. There's talk of xenophobia, there's talk of people taking their law into their own hands, and many, many other issues coming out of this. But the Pretoria shutdown dominating the news yesterday, and something that I don't know if it's going to go away too soon, and many foreseeing it happening again today.
Absolutely. And perhaps just for those who may not be up to speed, just a little bit of background as to what led to that situation. Apparently, day before yesterday, there was an altercation between a taxi driver who was trying to basically deal with the situation of drug peddling within that CBD. And there was something happened and shots went off and the taxi driver was killed.
Yeah.
And this is what has led to this latest mayhem in the CBD, because now the xenophobic element comes in by people saying it is foreign nationals who are peddling these drugs in the Pretoria CBD, and therefore they are now going to deal with the situation, which they say the police are not dealing with. There have been marches in to the CBD CBD around this particular matter. Doesn't seem as though the situation is being helped, so people kind of taking the law into their own hands.
Well, there you have it. So that's the background to that story. But it is really something to be very, very careful about if you are coming from there. But we will have our reporter on the scene. And then finally, Zandile Gumede. So this happened overnight. And the latest on the story, which we ran this morning, was saying that the ANC is not aware of Durban Mayor Zandile Gumede withdrawing her resignation. So sources close to the mayor confirming that she has reversed her decision to step down. eThekwini municipality was due to swear in Mxolisi Kaunda today, but that seems to have to be put on hold. But we're going to be getting a lot of clarity, so stay tuned, because we have got Pule Mabe, who's going to come into studio to just maybe give us a little bit more on this story. So the Zandile Gumede saga continues.
Absolutely. The deployees were asked to resign, but of course we were told earlier in the week that they did, but here we are. So we'll await the official word from the ANC on that.
Okay, question of the day, and this is quite an interesting one, in fact, because we're talking about organ donating and whether you are or are not one. But I suppose putting it in perspective, August is National Organ Donation Awareness Month, and South Africa has a massive shortage of organ donors. So are you an organ donor or not, and why? And that's pretty much so the question we'd like to pose to you, and we're on at Morning Live SABC or 081 732 84.
And I'm very curious as to people's answers here, because we understand there are religious, there are cultural sensitivities around this whole matter of organ donation. But then the question for me is, would you accept an organ if you are in a situation, whether you're consenting to it, whether you are conscious or not? Would you accept an organ? And if so, why then would you? If you're not a donor, why would you not donate one?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that people need to ask themselves.
Let's think about it.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is what we're pulsing you on this
Are you
morning.
an organ donor?
No.
I know. And to be honest with you, neither am I, purely because I haven't really thought about it. But
That's
I think
the thing.
now that we're planting it out there, and we're going to be having a discussion about this in the second hour here on the program, talking to organ donation, and you know,
and hopefully that will
around
help,
it.
you know, solidify some of our thinking. And of course, you'll go back to your religious leaders and whatever just to get further guidance. But let's think about it.
All right. Love it. Okay.